Welcome to welcome to the Don't Cancel Me But podcast. It wasn't us, but I don't think my partner can be bothered. Okay. To start off episode 1, I would like to say something about people that have been cancelled. I don't have the list because it's on my computer, and I've decided that this will be the place that I do it. What I'm trying to say is people. I was on TikTok, and recently, because Wilbur soot, yes, we're starting there. I think it's one of the most recent popular ones. I'd say it was popular. It was popular in a certain subculture, in a certain fandom, and I guess that's the closest one that comes to mind. It's also the one that's been going around again because Wilbur soot has made another video. And here's my thoughts on it. Okay, don't cancel me, but I think Wilbur soot isn't necessarily in the wrong. Hear me out. As far as I'm aware, okay, if anybody has the evidence, bring it up. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't actually. I mean, okay, Shelby posted her, or she mentioned that she got bruises, and apparently you can see it in pictures. But apparently you can also see bruises in Wilbur's pictures. So, do we know what's going on there? Anyway, but I think it's wrong because didn't she say it was consensual at first, and that's the only reason why she was abused? It was consensual. That's the thing. Okay, let's put you in the situation here. I think a lot of people are super close-minded and don't actually think about putting them in both shoes. So if I was, well, if I was Shelby, okay, and I didn't like that anymore, I would say no. Okay, maybe she did, but it was consensual at first, so maybe there was a bit of I might say no, but just keep on going kind of thing. Maybe they had that conversation. We don't know because we don't know the full story. We weren't there, were we, in the relationship with them? We don't have a lot of information other than what she is telling us. And Wilbur didn't tell us anything, and I wouldn't either. If I was him, all I would do is apologize to. I wouldn't say anything on it. Because if you say something, people are automatically going to assume that you're a liar anyway. So just apologize. I would do the same exact thing that he did if I was in his shoes. So I think we don't have a lot of information anyway on it. So and it was consensual at first. So I don't know what's so bad about it. Again, I don't think I have enough knowledge of this on this. So if anybody actually has factual information, because I will, if anybody in the comments DMs me and gives me screenshots, that's evidence. If someone just tells me a paragraph on what they think, that isn't evidence, isn't factual. Give me facts, and I will literally Google it and see if it's facts. And otherwise, you're just pulling shit out of thin air because it's what you think is morally right. Yeah, biting morally usually is wrong, right? But in their relationship at the very beginning, or when it started, it was consensual. Therefore, it's fine. They're both consenting. Yeah. When it escalated, I'm doing that because I don't know. When it escalated, she never. She either did say no and he just kept going because for some other reason, or she never said no. In that case, if she never said no, how is he meant to know? You know, how is he meant to know that that's not what you want? I think they're both bad on each other, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right. You know, we don't have ourselves as the viewers, we don't have information on it enough anyway to get a direct opinion. It's just what you think is morally right, and of course, people are gonna go to Shelby's defense. But in my opinion, I think it's fine because it was consensual. Maybe I'm wrong, and if there is any facts on this, literally send them to me where I've been wrong or something like that. But I don't know. Hot take, I know. Hot take. We're starting off strong, but I had to. It's literally all over my free page now, and I need something to talk about. So, but that's as far as my knowledge goes. If there is anything that I've said wrong, correct me. Correct me immediately. I'm okay with that. But in my opinion, from my knowledge, and maybe it's a bit scarce, but it's fine. Right? If she feels that way, then they're both adults, you know, it's not like they were teenagers. If she feels that way, she should have said something to him, not to the whole entire audience. They should have talked about it first. So at least he's aware that, like, he did something wrong. Because otherwise, you're just putting a bunch of public humiliation on him and he didn't even know about it, you know? But, like, if I was in Wilbur, I would have just apologized anyway. I would have done the exact same thing he is doing right now. I would have just tried to move on because clearly we don't know something here. Otherwise, he would have said something, right? Right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But you tell me. You know, tell me what you think. By the way, if anybody is out there that knows me, no, you don't. Move on. Scroll. Go away. I don't want this spread anywhere because it's honestly kind of cringy, but it's also I've been meaning to do this for literally ages, and I wanted to do it with my friend, but he's away, and I've postponed it for too long now, to the point where I just really want to do it. So I'm starting it. I'm doing it, and maybe he will come on soon. But originally we were gonna do like PNGs, VTuber things. Um, so we're anonymous, but I literally don't think that would draw anyone's attention at all. I'm not chronically online. I don't know what's going on in the world right now. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Mine's gone blank. There was that thing about, like, what is it called? The Glow House or something. It's not the Bop House, that's completely different. Is it the Glow House? It's a bunch of teenagers. They're all like 17, 18, 16, 17, 18. And they all have parties and they do TikToks together. Is that the Glow House? I don't know. Anyway, didn't like somebody in that sexually assault someone? That's crazy. Like, at your prime age, you decide to do something like that. Yeah, I don't know. In case I didn't say it right on my mouth. I feel like we moved on from that a little bit too quickly. Maybe my For You page just moved on from it because I wasn't being active, but I don't know. I feel like it's not brought up enough. I feel like a lot of another hot take. I feel like maybe it is hot take, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of essay stuff just gets brushed away very easily online. I feel like it's not talked about enough. Here's a don't cancel. My camera's falling. Is it falling? It's tilted, isn't it? It's slanted. I don't know what's going on there, but we're just gonna have to be slanty wonky, slanty wonky for the rest of this. Anyway, here's another thing. When I'm gonna use an example here, and it may be a bit stupid of me, but a while ago, I didn't post anything, sorry. I came across a video and I was looking for the comments, and it was a video, you know, the men, sound on TikTok of that like poem. And people have like women especially have been using it to film guys who are taking pictures of them or doing creepy things next to them or like near them or to them. Um, yes, good for you. You're getting the evidence that you're being watched, assaulted, etc. That's great, but hot take, don't post it online. Yes, I get it. We're spreading awareness that women are being attacked, but I feel like it's done enough. Yeah, I know I said that. Maybe I'm going back on myself here and being like, we don't have enough SA representation, and then, but those videos are different in my opinion. SA representation is like mental health awareness videos, you know, where they're like, guys, it's okay if you have SA, but posting it specifically about men, by the way, posting a video only specifically about men to the audio, it just seems wrong, really wrong. Like, I don't want to be scared. I want to be inspired. I want to be encouraged that I can speak up if I do. Not scared to go out. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not. I'm not a woman, so I don't know exactly what's going on in the streets at night. But I am scared myself to go out because of videos that I saw when I was younger. Because I was introduced to the media really early on in life, which I will never do to my kids. I will never do that to my kids. Oh my god. Being chronically online at the age of like 8 is horrible, by the way. Never do that to your kids. Don't give your children an iPad. If you're a millennial, don't do it. Even if you're Gen Z, just don't give your children an iPad or your phone. They're gonna get addicted immediately. Child's brains are wired to learn super quickly. So if you give them an iPad, they're gonna learn it. They're gonna learn everything about it like that, and they're gonna be hooked on it just from looking at it. You know what I mean? So you gotta stay away from it. You gotta. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, I came up with a video and I was like, that's. I'm really drifting away from the actual conversation here. And it was like there was a comment, and I think it was about like, oh, I don't even know what it was about. But I remember replying to it, and I was like, I believe this is wrong because I was basically disagreeing with the comment, and I was like, because men experience this too, and yes, it may not be as prominent, but we're not seeing a lot of it online. So how do we know that's not as prominent? And statistically, yeah, females probably do get assaulted a lot more, but also statistically, this is all true by the way. Also statistically based on sociological facts, um, women are becoming more aggressive. So you can't say that. I was basically disagreeing with the comment, and I was a minor at the time when I wrote this, so I was 15, and I remember I got multiple replies. I got some replies saying you're just a misogynist, but then I got one that was like, okay, I got one that was like, you don't know any better because you're a child. Yes, maybe that's true, but I sure know more than you. If all you can say is I don't know any better because I'm a child, or you don't know any better because you're a misogynist, then I believe that you should not be taking accountability for anything that you're saying or anything that anybody else is saying. Get what I mean? Get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Um, That's just what I believe. Maybe I am being naive, maybe, but that's just what I think. Maybe I'm wording it wrong as well. Um, what day is it? Sorry. Anyway, I didn't actually mean to do that, but anyway, but yeah, maybe I am being a little bit naive, but I don't think. I think part of what I'm saying is true because here's another thing. I was in lesson once. I was in a class, and I think it was talking about gender, and someone, what were they talking about? Barbie. If anybody knows who I am, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, if you were in this class with me, leave the room, please. I was in lesson, and they were talking about Barbie, and this guy was like, "Oh, I don't like Barbie because it's not a good movie." Valid, valid. That's valid, and I'll tell you why in a second. Don't have a go at me yet, because someone, a woman, came in and stepped in and was like, "Oh, of course you would say that because you're a man." No, I had this conversation with my best friend. Sorry, with my best friend, and I was like, we both agreed, and I was saying, um, he's right. Maybe it's not a good movie. If you got bored watching it, my mum got bored watching it. Okay, she fell asleep, but that's not the point. If you got bored watching, it, that's fine because typically, oh yeah, basically I was saying like, um, they, where was I? Oh yeah, um, yes, this girl was like, you can't say that because you're a man. You only say that because you're a man. But here's me wrong, okay? Necessarily, it could be a bad movie. I don't think it is. I think it's actually really inspirational. But the whole point of the movie, I think that's where it gets a bit mixed up. The whole point of the movie is literally about feminism and the rise of feminists and the empowerment of women, and that's literally the whole point. It's about girlhood. It's about feminism. It's about empowering women. I think saying, "Oh, I don't like the movie," isn't a wrong thing. I think it's just phrasing it wrong. You don't like the movie, but you like the message. If you said, "I don't like the message," that's a bit wrong, you know. But also from the woman, I'm not gonna name her. I know both their names, but I'm not gonna name her. Okay, I'm not that bad. From her, she, her saying you're only saying that because you're a man. That's a little. What's the word? It's just wrong, isn't it? It's just a wrong thing to say. You shouldn't say that. Just say it in your brain. If you think that way, just say it in your brain. You don't say it out loud. You know, it's a wrong thing to say. Sure, your brain immediately went to, oh, he's saying that because he's being misogynist. Sure, but you're only thinking that because he's a man. If a woman said that, you'd be like, why? But you didn't say why. You said you're only saying that because you're a man. You immediately went into the argument. That's wrong. And I think it's sad because we're all the same. If there was a, sure, there's a lot of man empowering films, sure, but if it was flipped, it would be flipped. You know what I'm saying? If it was flipped, if it was the other way around, if men were not in power, women would be the exact same as men are today. They would say, "Oh, you're only saying that because you're a woman." You know, we all do the same things. We all, you know, there is female rapists and there's male rapists. There's male, uh, there's people that are male that sexually assault, and there's female people that sexual assault, and there's also men that say that you can't game. There's also females say that you can't game. There's also, I mean, there's it goes both ways, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you wouldn't. I think it's just sad that women automatically feel threatened by a man's comment just because they're stupid and they don't know how to word things properly. Because maybe I didn't word that comment properly that I was talking about before, and women just immediately went into the argument of you're doing this because you're a misogynist. No, I'm doing it because what you're saying is statistically and morally wrong. You're saying that. I believe the comment was saying how it was putting men down, and there is a lot of feminists out there that believe in putting men down, and women should be the only people in power. Wrong. I believe in equality for all. Okay, I believe men and women should be equal. 6'7". Okay, they should be equal. Okay. So when I see comments like that where it's like it's putting men down and only women up, I get it when it's like balanced and but you're putting women first. I get that because we should put women first for sure because they're the ones that are lacking power. So you should definitely put women first, but also have men there. That's what I believe in, okay? Because it is a world full of women and men. It's never going to be just women and just men. It's never going to be that way. So just put both of them first. Get what I'm saying? Gosh. And that is a harsh topic to go into because there are so many perspectives of it and so many feminists that will agree or disagree. And there's so many males that will be like, well, no, women. There's so many males that will be like, men should be in power only. Wrong, you're wrong. But there's also a lot of women that should be women in power only, and that's where you're wrong. I don't know if I'm just rambling here. I don't even know if any of that made sense, but that's just what I think. That's my opinion on everything. Gosh, that went by a little bit too quickly, but it has only been 20 minutes. Guys, I have too much to talk about. Sorry, no, guys, I have too little to talk about. No, actually, I have a lot to talk about, but I talk about it so fast, it just kind of comes out my mouth. So I don't actually know what I'm saying half the time, but it's fine. But if you disagree with anything I'm saying, please let me know. If anything's statistically wrong, factually incorrect, let me know. Give me the facts. I will fact my check. I will check my facts and what I'm saying after this video, after I've finished filming it, and I'll edit, saying if this is right or wrong. But as of right now, I believe what I'm saying is partly true. I'm probably wrong about that, but anyway. Oh, here's another thing. I've realised that when I make this, there'll probably be a lot of people being like, "Oh, another man with a podcast." I have a lot to talk about. Okay, I feel like because when I go to sleep at night, I stay up night thinking about what I want to say. If one day I had an audience, because I think it's funny, seeing everyone's perspectives in comment sections and in other people's videos. I mean, not my own because I don't have my own really. I don't really have a community, so in other people's videos, I'm studying a lot. In other people's videos, when I look through them and I see all the different perspectives, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy because like I have my own moral views and values, and you have your own moral views and values, and they're not going to be the same. Morally, right? People in the world will be like, don't kill, don't drink blood. Those are worldwide views, except for cannibals, obviously, or killers. But those are worldwide views usually, right? But then there's personal views, cultural values, and national values as well. That all link, but they don't really, because a national value for my country in England, that would be like the Queen. I don't know. It'd be like queuing. We are like known for queuing or something, right? So we just queue. No matter what, we don't crowd, we queue. Okay? Isn't that weird? That's a value of our nation, right? But then we have cultural ones, you know, where in my culture, so the same thing as nationalism, really. But in my culture, English culture, you would drink tea. It's not really a culture. In fact, it's definitely just a myth, right? That we all drink tea. It's definitely just a myth. But in most families, I would say it's definitely a value for them that they drink tea. And I would say that it's definitely a value for them to be kind and polite. Um, those are values, yeah? So when I see the perspectives in the comment sections of Wilbur soot, I literally don't know what other person to come up with here, but when I see that, we have the moral view of somebody reading just the headline and automatically going to Shelby's defense, but not looking at Wilbur's perspective. I'm okay. I think about perspective a lot, too much, in fact, to the point where I care too much about everyone. If a murderer, right, was like, oh, I killed that guy because I killed that innocent guy, the guy who's innocent, but there's not much about him online, and he has his family's quite nice, but his dog died one time, and the killer was like, I killed that guy because I I killed that guy because I wanted to. I would understand that in some way. In a weird way, I would understand his perspective because he's a killer. He's gonna have something mentally wrong with him, and that's sad because he must have had a challenging childhood, and that I'm putting myself in his shoes, and I think that's where I go wrong in my life because why am I putting myself in other people's shoes so much to the point where I can understand a killer? You know what I mean? It's not that I'm a killer. It's like I can understand it in some way because it's clearly because he's had a challenging childhood, and it's clearly because maybe that was his dog. We don't know the full story. Maybe it was his dog. Maybe that's why he killed him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad, really. But I don't know where I was going with that. To be honest, where was I going? Yeah. Anyway, I was just rambling, really, wasn't I? That was a bunch of yap, wasn't it? Wasn't really anything, was it? It's New Year's today. I know. I'm doing us on New Year's. What a fucking weirdo. Should be out with his family or something. Not me. um, I forgot what I was gonna say. The lighting's really weird, isn't it? I don't have a ring light. You know, I'm not. I could. I suppose I could move the camera a little bit. I'll sort that out on my next one, maybe. But as for my first one, it's gonna be shitty, isn't it? It's gonna be. Even the mic might cut out a little bit because I'm moving around. It might get louder or quieter. Sorry, didn't mean to do that straight in the mic. I don't have to hold it then, do I? I don't know what else to talk about. I think that's all. Obviously, we haven't really run through many hot takes, but I think those are the main ones that have come to mind. So, ta-ta, I guess. Bye-bye. That was Don't Cancel's podcast, and I hope you had a great time listening. I actually hope you got enraged. Actually, don't cancel me, please. Okay, I'm just talking. I'm just expressing my soul and my opinion. It probably means nothing to the universe. Next, we'll talk about. I don't know. I haven't really planned ahead, but thank you.